Last time on The Edge, Steve set up camp in the mountains outside of Canmore for a special sheep hunt. Conditions are tough, and the one ram he took aim at has wandered off.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. If others fail, make sure you succeed. On the edge.
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex. Steve Ecklund is in the Canmore bow zone. He's searching for a ram he targeted earlier.
Yeah, we come back and tell Bruce and Darren what had happened. Thought maybe that at that point that ram would just go down in those cliffs and bed up and pass.
After Steve had shot at that ram, we talked it over that night, and Bruce was willing to give up a day to go help try to retrieve him.
All the guys were on board, just tremendous support and optimistic. It's a responsibility of the hunter to follow up on this, and it was killing me not to go.
But unpredictable weather in the mountains is slowing down this hunt.
The game plan was set, and we got up early and we head out. Mother Nature reaches up and gives us a slap again.
It's blowing and snowing so hard right now that it's just unsafe.
We took our horses to the top of the mountain thinking, that's going to be the best, quickest way. Storm blew in. It was phenomenal, just the wind blowing so hard.
I don't know how fast the wind was blowing, but it was blowing through every layer of clothing I had.
How you feeling, Steve?
Well, I'm on TV and I got my hand down my pants, so that should tell you. I think I'm losing the fingertip.
At one point, I took my glove off to zip a zipper or something like that, and within seconds, I felt like I was going to lose some fingers.
We kind of gathered in a little bit of bush up there and discussed it amongst ourselves, and essentially for me, it wasn't safe having the horses there all day.
There's spots there, it's deep, it's up to a horse's chest, and we had to abandon ship because we were afraid we couldn't get them horses off the mountain.
I think we're just going to peel down and hope for better weather tomorrow. If he's dead, he's dead. He's not going to get any deader, right? So
That's right. This weather will test your ability to want to be a sheep hunter, I tell you that.
The animals have to come first. These horses work really hard for us, so we owe it to them to make sure that they're safe and fed and happy.
this is brutal.
Yeah, it's pretty average up here today, that's for sure.
It was pretty dicey, and we had to tuck tail between our legs and came down the mountain again to the comfort of the wood stove.
I have cream and sugar in them, but you guys are probably black.
Get a little bit of food in us, a hot cup of coffee, and it's just three hunters sitting around talking about old stories. Just kind of a unique moment here in the middle of the chaos to kind of chill out and have a really cool conversation,
It's a treacherous place, but one of the most beautiful places in God's creation.
Yeah.
And it for me, part of the whole mystique of sheep hunting, the greater the risk, the greater reward, and
Yeah.
you had to work your butt off to get to him. You had to work your butt off to put that stalk on him. We're gonna have to work our butts off to get him out of there. To be a sheep hunter, you've got to be physically fit, and you've got to be mentally fit for the challenge. Every day has got to be keep putting one foot in front of the other, and it's a challenge. And I think that's what I love best about the sheep hunting.
And I think you put it the best, guys that come into your house and say, "Phew, that's just a squeaker around."
Yeah.
They don't understand what it takes to go through this. The frickin' nature hump you gotta do daily to make this happen.
Squeaker world record. Doesn't matter.
I've got a ram that's 2 inches short of buck. And I tell you what, if I get one got here with a bow in these conditions, it's gonna mean as much as anything that I've ever hunted.
Absolutely.
But I guess if we didn't want things to be tough, we wouldn't be sheep hunters.
Yeah, we wouldn't be out here.
After shooting the breeze, having a pretty good chin wag there for a little while, you know, we peek our head out and the snow kind of subsides, the winds kind of die down, and we just decided to go again. We picked a different drainage to go up the mountain in, a little harder walking.
Darren went up the mountain with Steve, and I decided to stay back because we saw some sheep low, because obviously I'm still hunting, and heck, I actually had a good chance at a legal ram and decided to pass him because I was looking for something better.
Where we need to be is at the far end of the mountain. This ram goes over the cliff edge, and it's in one of the gnarliest places I've seen up here.
It's a long, hard trek to the top of the mountain. Now the sheep like to get over the top. You can get into the cliffs, get away from the people a little bit and the predators. So it can be actually quite dangerous, especially with these conditions.
We do it. I mean, we jump off the end, and here we go. It's footholds and grabs and anything you can hang on to. Pretty narrow little sheep trail. You know, I haven't been to this area, and Darren has quite a bunch in the past. So it was really important to have him with us. And we get down there, and immediately the ram went over and bedded up. And there's a pool of blood in a bed. Then he gets up, it looks like he gets up and moves to another bed 20 yards over. And he gets right under this rock face, and it looks like this is the bed where he spent the night. Obviously getting to a bed where we figured that he spent the night in, and he's not laying there still, means that he's up and moving around.
We knew he'd hit him, we just didn't know how hard. Turns out, flesh wound.
A little bit of a deflation, for sure, you know. But that's sheep hunting. I mean, it's a tough gig. Midway point, and gonna stay positive and go from there.
Still ahead.
It's getting bleak, you know, it's blah, blah, blah. It's the sad hunter story here right now.
Steve Ecklund is hunting sheep in the Canmore bow zone. He's searching for a herd and looking for a legal ram.
Well, yet again, another trip to the top of the mountain. Early start here today, and it's almost like it's competition now. The sheep congregate in a certain range here because it's windswept and the feed comes in. And yeah, you know, I knew coming in that we weren't going to be the only ones here for sure, but we've definitely been the ones, us and Darren and Bruce, you know, we've been here the longest.
It's actually turned into a real chess game. We're not hunting strictly sheep, we're hunting against other hunters. 410 is such a small area and so many tags drawn in it that we've kind of got to wait and see where everybody else is going to fit in on the mountain, put ourselves in position so that when they pressure those rams, we're going to be where the rams are going to go to.
You know, honestly, wishing them all the best, but right now we're just in a bit of a predicament because there's literally one legal ram on this mountain, maybe two, but the other one is such a squeaker. I don't think I could let an arrow loose at it. It's getting bleak, you know, it's blah, blah, blah. It's the sad hunter story here right now. Just trying to make the best of it for sure.
The last 2 or 3 days are always the best. There's always more rams moving in.
Put an end to this story and put an end to the ram would be awesome. Go home and see some family. We'll work our way down just through this spotty timber. I'd like to get a better look at these sheep down here. First sheep we've seen all day.
There are no crankers in this herd, but Steve has spotted something familiar on the cliff face.
We've just spotted what I think is the ram that we took a shot at the other day. And he's bedded up in the cliffs over here. Just trying to figure out what to do. I mean, it's a lot of open country out here, and he's right against the wall. So, I mean, You can't even come over top on him. There he goes, sleeping.
The next morning, Steve regroups with Darren and Bruce.
This is just such a beautiful location. I mean, a great place for the ground blind. I don't think it gets any better than this, really. If you want to call this an office window, it's one heck of an office window.
This morning's starting to shape up pretty good. We got Steve coming and getting himself into a blind over here, which is a really good spot. The sheep have all been feeding over there every day. It's good position for him. At this point, I'm not really sure which side of this mountain that the sheep are going to come down on. They're kind of all over the top of it right now. But I do see our ram sitting up at the top over here. So hopefully one of these two guys will get a shot. We'll make something happen today.
But they're not the only hunters who have spotted this ram.
Yep, she just got a shot. Look at him go.
Oh.
Still ahead,
You know the killer is right around the corner. So I'm like, move, buddy, move. You're gonna get stabbed. Move.
Steve, along with many others, are hunting sheep in the Canmore bow zone.
I know she has to be somewhere close. Yep, she just got a shot. Look at him go. Uh-oh. I think she got him. She did. Yep, he's dead. She got an arrow right through him. I can see it. We're all watching the big guy come down, and they made a really good play on him. He took the path they knew he was going to take, and she stuck one pretty much, I'm thinking, right through his heart, because he didn't go 20 yards and dropped. So, yeah, they got the big guy. So, you know, congratulations to them. They did a really good job. They worked hard at it, and you know what? There's one less hunter on the hill now, and we've still got 3 days for these big rams to move in. Yep, there's that positive from it for sure.
It's a disappointing moment for Steve.
I think he's probably feeling a lot like me. We're exhausted, a little bit of frustrated, happy for her, but yet the big ram on the mountain is now dead. And he's just like, ah.
There's definitely some frustration going on, but we can't get frustrated. Today is going to be a great day to go and regroup and re-energize a little bit. It's a good day to go do something different.
The guys head back to base camp, but Darren takes a detour on the way back.
Sweet.
Yeah, baby.
Pizza delivery on a sheep hunt. Unbelievable.
Chocolate milk. There's not much I wouldn't have done for one of those.
This is awesome.
They still 2 hours up that hill, took nothing out of them.
You know, there's one super happy lady in camp right now.
Yeah, and good on her. Like,
It's, you know, it's like watching a horror movie where you know the killer is right around the corner. So I'm like, move, buddy, move. You're gonna get stabbed. Move.
Good hit.
She got him. Really good hit. He didn't go 20 yards.
Oh, wow.
dead ram.
You don't gotta play chess out there.
We talked about that yesterday. It's a huge chess match.
Yep.
Move here, move there, move here. I never walked so many damn miles.
We got checkmated today by the Queen of Hearts.
Yeah.
It's very hard to control this hunt. With the conditions that we have right now, even when you do get that fleeting opportunity, it's rushed. And then all of a sudden desperation kicks in and you start feeling that I put my time in, I busted my ass. I should get one. And then you walk your ass around all day. 14 kilometers a day is basically what we're doing. And
Vertical.
yeah, vertical. And then all of a sudden your fleeting chance is 80 yards and he's not standing still.
Yeah. That all those emotions go through your mind, like 8 more years to be able, or 10 more years to be able to get to do this. Frick.
It just,
You can't quit. You can't even slow down. You just gotta
keep plugging.
keep plugging, and they're coming. They're on their way. We're doing everything right. Our timing is a little off. Keep doing things right. Your timing hits. It'll pay off.
I got a hunch not tomorrow. We'll see a big ram the last day and have to make a play. That's my gut.
God putting us all together on this mountain at the same time in the same place.
Absolutely. Amen to that. Cheers.
Coming up,
I got in the spotting scope and I looked up in the cliffs, and lo and behold, a new ram entered the picture.
it's the final day of Steve's sheep hunt in the Canmore bow zone.
You know, there's a big feeling like this is slipping away. I mean, we're rolling into the last day of the season. There are no more opportunities, no matter how tough you are, no matter how strong-willed you are. That's it. You know, one day left.
Whether we get a ram or not, it really isn't going to make or break the success of this hunt, which is odd for me to say because I'm so, success driven when it comes to harvesting the animal that I'm after. But for some reason, meeting Darren and Bruce and getting to hang out with them and strategizing with them and playing the chess game that we have going up on the mountain with these sheep, it's been a lot of fun. It's been a great experience, and I just look forward to working hard today and rounding out the season. And if the sheep gods shine down on us, maybe we'll get a crack at a round. But we're gonna find out soon. Well, here we go.
The sheep are staying high on the mountain, and Steve's not the only hunter in pursuit of a ram. Fellow hunter Bruce is calling it quits.
Yeah, going home without a sheep is a bit crushing for me. I'm a very competitive guy. I have had my opportunity on smaller rams at real close distance and chosen not to take that shot. I wanted to kill a nice, respectable ram. And I'm okay with going home without one by doing that. I wouldn't say this wasn't a successful hunt with the people we've met and had a good time, and we've worked hard and did our best.
When the sun come up, I got in the spotting scope and I looked up in the cliffs, and lo and behold, a new ram entered the picture. Every minute that went by, the light was coming in and I could see him a little better. And sure enough, I confirmed that's for sure 100% beautiful ram. Looking at the situation, they were up in the cliffs, but I worked my way up through this little drainage and got under a couple of big spruce trees, 2 big spruce trees that were standing there, and waited. I look up and here comes a bunch of sheep. There was another legal ram in there, another brand new sheep on the mountain. As soon as they come together, bam, they started to butt heads, see who was the dominant ram. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna make a move in the open, it's gotta be right now. He's preoccupied, and I did. I slipped out of that spruce tree in the wide open and got around the corner of the cliffs. Well, I get going across and I kick a bunch of shale, and it is noisier than all get out. Must have triggered the sheep from above, because sure enough, I hear some more shale up above me, and I look up and here he is, the big ram. And I can clearly see when I look up at him that he's legal. Clicked him, he was 45 yards, and he stepped out and he showed me his chest. So the only thing I could think to do, was draw back. I drew straight back, tilted straight up, and let the arrow fly. Impact. And it was a good shot. He pushes right to the edge of the cliff. He's hurt bad. He's gonna expire. And next thing I know, thump, couple seconds later, smash. And he's gone off the cliffs. Woo! Yeah, baby! Woo! Yes! We did it! Oh, thank you. I can't believe it. Oh my God, on the last day. Look at this brute of a ram. He came off those cliffs almost 200 yards up and fell down here. What a beauty. I mean, I couldn't be happier. I think it's one of the most epic things you can do with a bow and arrow is to actually harvest a sheep of any kind. This being the bighorn. And right here in Alberta, I mean, God's country. I mean, you look at this behind me. I'm doing something right, you know? I'm living life. It's, you know, the ram's great, but this is a special moment for me. And I just want to thank everybody, you know, that helped me to get here. Just truly blessed to be here in a number of different aspects. Alberta Archery Ram, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of The Edge. I'm your host, Steve Ecklund, a very happy host with my first bow kill ram. Woo! Yes!
The Edge is sponsored by Cabela's and also by Bog Pod, Browning, Buck Expert, Caldwell, Field Torque Knives, Prime Archery, High Mountain Seasonings, HowToHunt.com, Hornady, Polaris, 10-Point Crossbows, Wild Game Innovations Trail Cameras, and Vortex.